Hello and welcome to the monthly Marquee. I'm your host, Bart Levins, Director for Hardin County Schools Performing Arts Center. And our first guest is also our October Student Spotlight. Please welcome Danielle Nolan. Danielle, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I forgot to ask, today we got chauffeured around by Skaggs Limousine. Your first limousine ride?
It is not. The photo shoot for Little Mermaid was.
Oh, that's right, which was also Skaggs Limousine help.
Yes, it was.
Cool. Well, right now you're getting ready to do The Wizard of Oz with Central Hardin, and you're playing the Scarecrow.
Yes.
And you've just finished over the summer doing Scuttle, the seagull, in Little Mermaid. How do these two roles differ from each other?
Scuttle, I feel like I can mess up a lot more with my voice and stuff. Scarecrow, I can mess up or trip accidentally, I feel like physically, and it'll be okay. The hardest part is for me not to use my Scuttle voice for Scarecrow and stay kind of humanish for once, because that's just how he is. So it's
now, and I'm not familiar with the script that you guys are using. Are you also the farmhand at the beginning and then become the Scarecrow?
Yes, I am.
So how did those two differ?
I play Hunk, is my farmhand name. He very much is clumsy, which is very relatable to me in person, for sure. For one instance, he might get his finger a little hurt, I will say that. I make his big trait for him being a knee slapper, because he laughs a lot. And I very intend to try to incorporate that with the Scarecrow at least once in there. So I'm very excited.
What's been your favorite part of the production so far?
My favorite part of production is probably Miss Dakin talking to all the Munchkins.
Yeah, she's sitting right over there.
She
Your
is.
brownie points.
She is. But all these Munchkins, we have all these elementary schoolers. And they are working extremely hard, and like hearing how much they're working, like kind of reminds me of how I used to be with Missoula and stuff, and it's very inspiring.
Well, and speaking of Missoula, before Central Hardin moves in with their production of Wizard of Oz, we actually have Missoula Children's Theater coming in with their production of Jungle Book. Tell us just a little bit about your MCT experience.
Well, I first auditioned my 6th grade year. It was Peter and Wendy, and I got Mrs. Darling. It was very exciting. I got to play an old lady, and then that kind of stuck for a while, which then I did Gulliver's Travels. I was a robot. Wasn't my happiest role, but hey, we have those shows.
Yeah. And
then I did Robin Hood was probably my favorite one, and I got to play Marian's maid and be a little goofy but old at the same time.
So I'm sensing a trend here. You do a lot of character stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you attribute that to?
I don't know, as a kid I was always goofy and silly, and then even like just singing in the car, I can't sing normal without doing some silly voice. And so it's very hard, which I think that's the main reason I don't really get a lot of main characters that sing normal-ish, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And so with Scuttle and Scarecrow, I definitely get to have a little fun with that and not worry about it as much.
Well, and I have to tell you, playing normal, very boring.
Oh, absolutely.
Very, very boring. I would much rather do the character stuff. Absolutely.
So much more fun.
Now, we'll have some people watching this that are either students 1st through 8th grade or parents or grandparents of students 1st through 8th grade. What would you tell them about your Missoula Children's Theater experience to encourage them to be part of it?
It definitely was almost kind of a therapy for me. A lot of things happened my 6th grade year, and so I just decided to do acting, and it really got me out of my shell. And so every time I get to be there, I get to, like you said, portray a character, and I'm not me, and it literally just blacks out the world for like that couple hours, and it's phenomenal. And just having that family as well, it's a very loving environment. It's very great.
It's interesting to me how being somebody else can actually help us find ourselves.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of ways. And like you said, it can be therapy. When things aren't going great in your real life, you can go to this other world, this imagination world, and be something different. And it can kind of give you a little vacation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From whatever's stressing you out during the day. So tell us just a little bit more. With Wizard of Oz, how is this going to be different or the same from the movie that people are so familiar with?
There are a lot of similarities. I know my director, Miss Dakin, is trying to branch off from like normal characteristics, voice and stuff from the movie.
Gotcha.
Because I think she's tired of seeing the same thing all the time. And so we're mixing that up a little bit. We also have a lot of like gender bend roles. So like including myself, I get to do one of that. And a lot of it is similar. We are having like the cinema theme where like it's changes in the color from like the black and white
Oh, cool.
stuff. So that's very exciting. And I'm very excited to see what the set's going to be like because we have a lot of set changes and we're not going to have any blackouts this show that we're trying to do. And so it's very similar to the movie, but I think we're going to add a lot more individual expression and stuff in the character that'll be different.
Interesting. And when are the show dates?
It'll be October 21st and 22nd.
Okay. And of course, people can find information out on our website, thepack.net. They can get tickets there and learn more about the production and learn more about you as well. Thank you so much, Danielle.
Thank you.
Our next guest on the show is Miss Sarah Dakin, who is directing The Wizard of Oz for Central Hardin High School. Welcome again. It's been a little while.
It has. Last time we did this via Zoom, I think.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I was talking to Danielle earlier about the production, and she's joining me as co-host now, and she's going to come up with some questions. But I had one right off the bat. Is how does this production differ from things that you've done in the past as a director at Central Hardin?
Sure. So, we have kind of a reputation at Central Hardin of doing some of the edgier shows.
I think so, too. That's what I was going to say.
So, I think it was a matter of time. Like, this is counting stuff I've done for HCP and stuff. This is my 28th show. So it was kind of a matter of time, like, we're going to have to do The Wizard of Oz someday. Let's give it a shot, And we had inherited some of the costumes from somebody else, and I was like, yeah, let's just try it. But, it's when it comes down to it, though, if you think about, like, some of the stories that we've told and some of those edgier things, The Wizard of Oz is about your family situation wasn't ideal. You're building a new family. You're figuring out, wait, maybe my family wasn't so bad to begin with, and I had what I needed within me all along. Everybody needs to hear that story, you know, so whether you're a little kid or an adult. So we've had a lot of time with that.
I have a couple more questions, but did you have anything you wanted to ask Ms. Dakin?
I'm just kind of curious from a director perspective how you pick and choose characters for certain people.
Well, seeing as how I mentally cast you in just about every character before I decided what we were finally going to do, you take lots of okay, if I put this person here, what's that going to look like with this person here, and how are they going to have chemistry together, and those sorts of things, So, and we have a lot of new people this year, which is exciting, but like not just new freshmen, we have new seniors this year who have never done it. And some of those new seniors are like jumping in and helping with choreography and building things. And they're like, oh, I always wanted to try that, so you just got to, kind of see who you get at auditions and mix it up the best, what you think is going to work the best together. Yeah.
Okay. You were talking about new kids in the production, specifically your munchkins.
We do. We have about a dozen munchkins. They come from 4 of the Central Hardin feeder schools, and they also are children of faculty or brothers and sisters of cast members. So that has been so much fun for me. Like, I have never worked with elementary students that way before. And I told them at their first rehearsal, I was like, so I'm going to just do what I would do if you were high schoolers or adults. And if I go too fast, let me know. And of course, that made them all be like, oh yeah, we're going to be very serious, But they've been working so hard. They rehearse on the bus, the ones who ride from GC Burkhead to Central in the afternoon. I don't know if the bus driver wants to ever speak to me. They rehearse in the office when they come in the afternoon. So they're just so into it, and I'm so excited to have them.
And what grades are they in?
2nd through 5th.
Oh my gosh. So your youngest is in 2nd grade?
My youngest is mine, Audrey. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, is this your first time directing Audrey?
Yes.
How is that?
We are having a very good time so far. I think she's most excited about riding the school bus with me on this school day show, and I don't know when she'll decide she's too cool for that, but she's very excited about it right now. Yeah.
And when are your show dates again?
So October 21st and 22nd. We have a school day show on the 21st. It's got a good crowd. We still have a little room, though, if folks wanted to get in on that. And then we have an evening show on the 21st at 7 and a matinee at 4 on the 22nd.
And tickets are available at thepack.net.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And Anything else you want to share as far as with parents' expectations, things they need to know before they arrive?
This script is the Royal Shakespeare Company script. So they are the group who took the movie and said, okay, we're going to make this be a stage production that people can do. So the screenplay pretty much turned into the dialogue. They just added a little bit. We're going to do the jitterbug and some of those things that aren't in the movie. So even if you know the movie by heart, there's going to be a little bit of new stuff. And then we're having fun with costuming the crows and the trees and that kind of stuff. So that'll all look very different from what you're used to seeing in the movie, but the content will all be there.
Gotcha.
Uncle Henry says one bad word out of frustration, but that's the only thing that's even questionable at all. It's definitely a family-friendly show.
And how many in the cast?
Counting the Munchkins, 38.
So is this your largest cast?
Pretty close. I think we've had a couple like Legally Blonde maybe had about 35. We've had a few musicals that are big,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah.
It's also kind of a weird, because in a movie, like, you shoot these people and then they're done. You shoot these people and then they're done. So for a show, like, some people don't do anything until Act 2.
Yeah.
And then, the Munchkins, like, are going to have to bring something to do during Act 2. So it's a little bit like we're still kind of at the, like, getting the continuity of, like, we know what everyone does, but putting it in order and, like, exactly when are you going to have to change into this other thing, so that's a little bit of a different experience for us too.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We'll find room for everybody. It'll all work out.
That's right.
And that's The Wizard of Oz by Central Hardin High School with Danielle as the Scarecrow.
That's right.
And that'll be the 21st and the 22nd of October. Really looking forward to it.
Thanks, Bart.
Our next guest on the Monthly Marquee is PAC Technical Director Aaron Taylor and current director for HCP's production of The Haunting of Hill House.
Woo!
How are you, sir?
Woo! Getting spooky.
All right, so now we've talked about Hill House already.
Yeah, feels familiar.
But Danielle is part of Hill House.
Yes, she is. Big time.
So how is she involved in this? What character does she play?
I would love to tell you, and I'm not gonna.
Oh!
There's a lot of surprises in store with Hill House. Although I'll tell you, Ron's probably looking at it right now, and he'll put up, here's some pictures of, give you a little clue about Danielle. Danielle is very involved. I will say she's not one of my 7 leads, but she's one of the 7 most important people in the show.
One of the dwarves.
Yes. Snoozy. Yep, that's her. To avoid copyright infringement, it's Snoozy. That's right, I do have 7. I should just make them do it. That's good advice. I'll give you 10% of that one.
Well, and again, this production is really kind of unique for Hardin County Playhouse in a lot of different ways.
I like to think so. It's a typically with their Halloween shows, they go all original. They've done a lot of original stuff in the past, written by Ron Blair, etc. So I'm really happy that they decided to kind of revisit shows that have scared the crap out of people in the past. I believe this is the first time they've done Hill House, and I just kind of threw it out there. If you guys have an opening, I'd love to do it. I saw a production of it by the Chicken Coop Theater up in Louisville last year, and in theater, you see it, you steal it, you like it, you put it in your own toolbox. So this production I saw of it up in Louisville, I was like, all right, I get it. I see how you bring this to the stage, only I'm going to crank this part up. I'm going to add a little more here. So I'm thrilled that HCP went, yeah, that'll fit in our schedule. We'll do that. And we open up next week, I guess. When are we on? What day is it? When is
What
this
day
show?
does it open?
It opens October 7th.
There you go.
Runs 7th through the 9th and 13th through the 13th, 14th, 15th, through the 16th. And we're very excited about our special 1-day, 2 shows at Bethlehem Academy on October 29th. Now, unfortunately, those are both sold out, but we want to thank our sponsor, Swope Family Dealerships. How cool is that they're on board? They went, what, ghosts? Yeah, we'll get behind that. That's going to be a ton of fun. We were out at Bethlehem Academy last week. Was the first time visiting for a lot of the casts, so they got a chance to just walk in and go, yeah, this is spooky. We're done. This is good. But the good news is when you come see it at ECTC in the Science Auditorium, it's just as spooky as if you were joining us out there at Bethlehem. We're out there for 2 weekends. We really started putting the show back on its feet last night. We took a bit of a break because several of my cast and crew, myself included, my stage manager, many of my actors, were a little busy with a thing called Beauty and the Beast. Beast underlined. Big show. You probably saw it. You were probably there. So we took a little bit of a break, so it was nice to get everybody back together last night. And
Now, Danielle, you've kind of got an inside track on this because you're involved. What have you been dying to ask AA about this?
here I am.
How hard was it to accommodate the space we have for our show?
Well, you know, I have been to see many things there at the ECTC Science Auditorium that Hardin County Playhouse has done. And I watch many of the shows and I go, yeah, you could do a lot with this space. I try not to look at that space as, boy, we're really limited. You got the stage right there and that's it. I try and look at it as, well, what can you do with this space? Let's blow it out. Let's use that door, this door, coming in everywhere. Let's use every angle of that space we can. And I can definitely say we're going to do a few things that no production in there has done yet. We're definitely utilizing spaces that have yet to been touched.
And once again, when are the show dates and how can people find out more information?
We open up October 7th, run the 7th, 8th, 9th, and then the 13th through the 16th. I'm assuming Ron is going to put up a graphic here-ish again, showing you how to get tickets. You can go to hardincountyplayhouse.com. That's probably the easiest way. Give you all the info you need right there.
And you can also go to that web page or call for more information about the Ghost Walk. And hopefully Ron is showing a nice image of that flyer right now too.
Yeah, the annual.
We're leaning on Ron an awful lot today.
Yeah, Ron, so we don't have to remember stuff.
Yeah.
Put it all up there. Now, the Ghost Walk is a ton of fun. HCP does it every year down around the square. It's just $5, $5 cash. You walk around and you get to hear some fascinating history of Hardin County that you don't typically get in history books, and as told by the people who were there themselves, and ghosts and spooky, and it's a lot of fun. And on the Friday night, there will be featured the band The Dead Speak, who will also be out at our Bethlehem show, October 29th, sold out. This is a band out of Louisville that plays real spooky kind of original horror themed songs. It's a guy and a girl, a guitar and a drum, and it's a lot of fun. They're going to be out there on Walker Square playing while people are waiting to go take the tour.
That's just too much fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Wish I could be there. I'll be busy.
All right. Thanks a lot. Our next guest on the monthly Marquee is Miss Sarah Vaughan, representing the Historic State Theater. Sarah, it has been a while since you've been with us.
I know. We've been busy.
You've been doing barbecue and bluegrass and wine and beer
cars
and bikers and
all the things.
And then you had events too.
Right. And then there was my job. Right. I wish my life was that exciting. Yes, it's been crazy. Of course, summer is always for the events program for the city. Summer is the time. And in the middle of that, I built a house. And so personally was crazy, professionally was crazy. So it's been a I can't believe we're already in October.
Oh, I know.
We do have a concert coming up November the 3rd, Daryl Worley and Andy Griggs. It's an acoustic set. And so they're going to be doing a lot of all of their hits, but obviously they'll be doing a lot of other, they like to do a lot of cover music as well, just to put on a great intimate show. So tickets are on sale for that. And then one of our biggest events of the season is our Halloween movies that we do. And we see hundreds and hundreds of people that come through there. So depending upon when this airs, October the 8th is our first one. And we're going to be showing The Addams Family 2, which really is great for all ages, honestly. We're bringing back a classic for Friday, October 14th. and that is Ghostbusters. Who doesn't love that classic? October the 21st is The Shining.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so we've decided to go a little bit old school with some of these. And then the 28th is a tradition of ours, The Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Oh my God.
Every year. It's insane. How many people? Have you ever heard of it?
I'm not.
Nope.
I was going to say, have you seen any of these movies?
Yeah, everyone but that last one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good. Okay. So, yes, the Ghost of Mr. Chicken is a tradition at the Historic State Theater. And when the girls and I moved over there and was operating it in 2019, we were looking at the upcoming, not knowing we were getting ourselves into, and we almost didn't show it. Because we didn't understand. I know, right? We'd all lost our jobs right then. But so we went back and we looked at the numbers from the previous year, from 2018, and we were it was like the most successful movie of the whole year, and had been. We were like, well, let's look at 17. Maybe something happened. No, it's always wildly successful. So it's a tradition downtown and at the Historic State Theater. So, and then on the 29th, the next day, we're going to be showing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's always quite the sight to see. People dress up and come out.
Have you ever gone to Rocky Horror?
I've seen the movie.
You've seen it at home, but never at the movie theater.
Never at the movie theater.
See, that's the whole thing. You don't get it unless you see it with a ton of crazy people at a movie theater. It's just, I've tried to watch it at home.
It's hard to get through.
No, it's about the communal experience. It is live theater in its own way.
It is. People dress up. They spray water. It's a whole event.
It is crazy.
It really is.
You have to do it once.
Yeah.
At least once.
To appreciate it. Yes, most definitely. And so those tickets are a little bit higher just because the movie rights to that are...
Well, and you have to clean up afterward.
And there's that. There's that. But we always have specialty drinks, and it's just a fun, great atmosphere. So go to the website, thestate270.org, and you can click on there and buy tickets and check out all of the upcoming movies with The Shining and Addams Family 2 and Ghost. We have something for all ages, and so that's the whole purpose of that. But we want everyone to celebrate, Halloween and be able to do it the old school way. And then I had heard mentioned one of your other interviews is the Ghost Walk downtown, of course. So that will be happening the 28th and 29th by the Hardin County Playhouse folks. That's their big fundraiser of the year, and I think they've stepped it up a little bit this year, added some live music. So.
That's what Aaron was sharing with us. Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Danielle, did you have anything you wanted to ask of Sarah? I know this is a little off the beaten path for you.
How is it like keeping up with the historic of the actual building?
Well, that's an interesting question. Because it was built in 1942, and so the government has a level of a historical stamp that they have to place on everything. And so during the revitalization of the theater in the 90s, they came in and they had to approve all of those changes. Now, what's interesting now is that when things start to break down, you have to go back and consult, and it's very expensive, but you have to go back and consult, can we change this? The doors are a great example of that. Our front doors, we have a lot of issues with them, and so we are now in the process of trying to figure out how to keep the revitalization and the character and the integrity of those doors while making them functional
and secure.
And so because they have a clear purpose, but they also have a historical aspect to them.
Sarah, thank you so much. Appreciate your time, ma'am.
Thanks.
Next up on the program, please welcome Carmen Caldera, representing the Elizabethtown Performing Arts Center. Carmen, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
Doing fine. Busy.
Yes, 'tis the season.
It is, and ramping up everywhere.
Yes.
You're coming into the new school season now, really revitalizing things over at Elizabethtown School System with the theater departments.
Yes, and all the arts. We're kind of doing a whole thing with elevating the arts at the Elizabethtown Independent School District. So
what does that look like?
Well, we are going to be meeting with all of the arts teachers throughout the entire district next month, and kind of looking at a long-term goal as a group. What do we want for all students, not just our gifted, talented students, not just our students who are able to stay after school. What do we want every student to have before they graduate in the arts?
Have any idea what that's going to look like yet?
I don't, but I'm so excited to be in this meeting and hear everybody's points of views and experience, and it's very exciting.
And part of that is through your drama clubs and things like when you did 1984 last year.
Exactly. Our Elizabethtown High School Theater Guild has a troupe that is part of the International Thespian Society. It's basically like National Honor Society for theater students. And they are back together and meeting and getting ready to induct new members and reading scripts to help me decide what shows we will be doing this year.
How much leeway do you give them on script choice?
Well, of course, it has to be eligible for rights.
Gotcha.
We have to be able to get the rights for it. We have to be able to afford it. I told them, think about, who auditions. So you have to think about who your potential cast
Your talent
is.
pool.
Yes, yes. There are tons of shows I would love to do that I don't have the people for. So you have to think about that. And of course, it's got to be suitable for high school students to do. Again, there are a lot of great shows out there that are not exactly high school appropriate. So I gave them some suggestions, and then I also just gave them books of plays and some scripts, and they are going to come back this week with their recommendations, and we will take it from there.
How many are in your local chapter?
We have about a dozen alumni, because once you join, you're forever.
Oh.
And then we have, I think, about 12 or 15 active still in school this year.
Well, so you're planning 1, 2 shows maybe?
We are hoping to. We are hoping to do something holiday themed, and then our regular spring production.
Excellent. Danielle, I know from your experience with Sarah Dakin with the drama club at your school, this is a little bit different situation, but did you have anything you wanted to ask Carmen?
How is it working with a big district of like different people coming in through it?
It's kind of nice because we are such a small district that we get to start with them at Panther Academy when they're in preschool and kindergarten, and then we have drama club, or we will have drama clubs in the middle school or in the elementary schools, and then watching them grow as they come into the middle school, and then by the time they get to high school, you've had time to work with them and build their skills and add things to their toolbox, as Bart and I talk about.
Yeah.
And it's so great to watch them grow through the years. It's sad at graduation each year. I cry every year. And this will be the hardest year because this is the year that my first group graduates.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm already starting to well up when I talk about it. So it's going to be rough, but there's more behind them. So it'll be fine.
Carmen, how could people learn more about what you guys are up to?
Our Facebook page, Elizabethtown Performing Arts Center, always has all of our updated information and upcoming events.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks, that is going to wrap things up for this month's Monthly Marquee. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next month.
Oh, buddy. Oh, hello, Ariel.
Scuttle, look what we found today.
More human paraphernalia, eh? Well, you've asked the right bird. I'm the very expert in this speciality.
Can you tell us what it's for?
Oh, this is rare. Redonkulously rare. And in pristine condition.
What? What is it?
It's a dingle hopper.
A dingle hopper?
Commonly used in saloons, yes. Humans like to wear their hair in tails, pony, pig, or duck. It's all the same to them. Just a prick there and a twirl there, and voila, pumper-doable. And it's all thanks to the
dingle hopper.
I'll give you $2 sand for it.
Scuttle, no.
I'm telling you, kid. Out here in the open sea,